Join us as we glimpse how iconic American landmarks have evolved, from 1920s Santa Monica Beach to today's urban skylines. Santa Monica Beach 1920. This photograph shows Santa Monica as a posh beach resort famous for bathhouses and beauty contests. Latham Square, Oakland 1961. In 1961, Telegraph and Broadway met at a mid-century cityscape, and today the same corner is a lively hub surrounded by modern office towers and transit. Spring Street, Los Angeles 1885. Looking north from First Street, horse-drawn carriages jostle along unpaved roads beneath modest storefronts, and today Spring Street is lined with gleaming high-rises. Hollywood sign 1923 to 1949. Erected in 1923 as Hollywoodland to advertise a real estate development, the sign shed its last four letters in 1949 and has since become an enduring film industry emblem. Webb Hall, Main Street, Jackson 1930 vs 2019. A 1930 archive photo shows Webb Hall amid dirt roads and period storefronts, and in 2019 that same view reveals a revitalized Main Street with modern shops and upgraded sidewalks. Wilshire Boulevard, Los Angeles 1928. A 1928 snapshot features the Brown Derby and cozy bungalows, and today Wilshire Boulevard thrives with condominiums, offices, and the Oasis Church. Chicazola Building, Amador City 1930s to 1950s vs 2022. Mid-century archive shots show ornate brickwork and signage, and in 2022 the restored facade houses artisan galleries and boutiques. Downtown Jackson 1890s and 1910s vs 2021. From wood-frame storefronts to brick facades and neon signage, downtown Jackson blends its frontier roots with modern tourism. Westminster Hotel, Los Angeles 1887 to 1960. Built in 1887 and demolished in 1960, the site now hosts the Medallion LA Apartments, continuing its hospitality legacy. Plaza Firehouse, Los Angeles 1884 to 1960. Opened in 1884 and repurposed as a firefighting museum in 1960, this firehouse remains a preserved piece of LA history. Daniel Plain Home, Los Angeles. A relic of California's oil boom, the Grand Mansion now stands in stark contrast to its modern surroundings. Cliff House, San Francisco, early 1900s. Once a luxurious oceanside retreat, the Cliff House has survived fires and redesigns to remain one of the Bay Area's most storied landmarks. Bank of Sutter Creek 1920s to 1940s vs March 2020. Neoclassical photos from the 1920s and 40s contrast with a March 2020 image showing a restored facade with cafes. San Francisco House 1936. Famous for nearby traffic snarls, this modest house has remained unchanged since 1936 while the city has surged skyward around it. Pacific Biological Laboratories, Monterey 1923 to 1930. Founded by Ed Ricketts in 1923 and relocated in 1930, this lab's pioneering work still echoes in Monterey's scientific community. Bel Air Gates 1925. Erected in 1925 to mark the entrance to an exclusive neighborhood, the Bel Air Gates have welcomed celebrities and fans ever since. Los Angeles then and now. A side-by-side comparison shows the city's journey from dusty streets and mission-style bungalows to a sprawling metropolis of freeways and skyscrapers. Top of the mark San Francisco 1940s versus today. A 1940s panorama from the top of the Mark Lounge contrasts with today's skyline dominated by high-rise towers. Orange, California service station to cafe. Once Baker's service station at Glassell and Almond, this corner is now the filling station cafe, preserving the town's vintage charm. Early Los Angeles versus 2001. From a fledgling settlement to the vast sprawl captured in 2001, this comparison shows LA's astonishing urban expansion. Olvera Street, Los Angeles 1940 to present. Revived in 1940 as a lively Mexican marketplace, Olvera Street remains a cultural hub with museums, crafts, and Aztec dance performances. Amador County Library and Emmanuel Lutheran Church, Jackson 1933 versus 2019. Paired photos show how these landmarks have been restored to serve the community. Family in their 1947 Chevrolet. A 1947 portrait outside a classic diner epitomizes mid-century Americana, and today that same spot layers modern cars and updated architecture. Old Garage, Davenport Properties, Jackson. Once a modest garage, this site now anchors offices and retail, reflecting Jackson's evolving small-town spirit. National Hotel, Jackson, California. From Gold Rush origins to a modern Main Street fixture, the National Hotel stands as a living piece of history. Barrow's Saloon, Sutter Creek 1880 versus 2024. From Randolph's Saloon to Barrow's in 1896 and Pope's in 1920, with a second level added, this building still anchors the streetscape. Downtown Jackson, early 1900s versus 2022. Side-by-side images show Jackson's change from dirt roads and wood-frame storefronts to a thriving downtown district. Bunker Hill, Los Angeles 1894 versus 1950s. Once lined with grand Victorian homes, Bunker Hill saw most residences razed in the 1950s for modern development. Porter Ranch, Fay and Darby Avenues 1982. The bike chase from E.T. filmed here still echoes in this suburban neighborhood today. Anaheim, California 123 North Helena Street 1971. A 1971 photo captures Anaheim's mid-century core, and over decades new construction has woven modern civic buildings into its fabric. Chico, California Senator Theater 1927 to today. Built in 1927 for vaudeville and films, the Senator Theater now hosts live events and remains a cultural beacon. San Francisco 1920 versus today. From cable cars and bustling markets in 1920 to tech campuses and skyscrapers, San Francisco's century-long transformation is breathtaking. Warner Brothers Theater, San Francisco 1920 to 1980. Transitioning from a grand movie palace to a jewelry exchange by 1980, this theater reflects shifting urban entertainment. St. Joseph's Catholic Church 1903 to 1983. After a 1983 fire destroyed the original church, it was rebuilt, preserving its spiritual heritage. Venice Pier, Kinney Pier 1925 to today. Once a glamorous resort area, Venice Pier now hosts Muscle Beach and remains a prime filming location. Broadway, Jackson 1915 versus February 2024. From the Broadway Hotel in 1915 to today's boutique shops and cafes, this street showcases continuous evolution. Broadway from Olympic, Los Angeles 1933 to today. Once the vaudeville hub, this block now features lofts and restored movie palaces celebrating theatrical history. Beechwood Gates, Hollywood 1924 to today. Since 1924, these Tudor-style gates have marked Hollywoodland and continue to welcome writers, artists, and actors. Third Street, Los Angeles 1888. An unpaved path in 1888 led past the Crocker Mansion and church steeple, and today it is a bustling avenue with historic and modern storefronts. San Francisco, Telegraph Hill View 1868. This rare 1868 view looks across empty bay waters decades before the Golden Gate Bridge reshaped the horizon. Old Livery Stable, Webb Hall, Jackson 1870s versus 2019. From a simple livery stable to a restored community hall, this building preserves Jackson's earliest gathering place. National Hotel, Jackson, formerly Louisiana House 1852 to 2018. First recorded in 1852, this hotel's endurance mirrors Jackson's journey from Gold Rush outpost to modern destination. Temple and Main, Jackson 1896 versus today. An 1896 Silver Republican parade gave way to City Hall's banks and the Hollywood Freeway at this busy intersection. Los Angeles Herald-Examiner Office 1920s to today. Once home to Hearst's newspaper, this building now houses luxury lofts blending newsroom history with modern living. Downtown Sutter Creek 1928 to 2019. From dirt streets and tree-lined sidewalks to paved roads and boutique storefronts, Sutter Creek's downtown reflects a century of preservation. Los Angeles Public Library. Its pyramid entrance symbolizes the light of learning, and today it stands against a skyline of corporate towers. Fort Street to Broadway, Los Angeles 1886 to today. Once called Fort Street, this boulevard evolved into Broadway, where vintage facades meet the modern 2nd Street Tunnel. 5th Street and State Normal School, Los Angeles 1882 to 1922. The Victorian Teachers College, built in 1882, was raised in 1922 for today's LA Public Library and Gas Company Tower. Angels Flight, Los Angeles 1901 to present. Since 1901, this funicular has carried passengers up Bunker Hill, paused service in 1969, and today operates half a block from its original site. Thanks for watching this snapshot of history in motion. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe.